Hi, welcome. I'm Dr. Abel Diaz, and this is your welcome video for SNHU's Psych 510 Graduate Research Methods course. I want to take a moment to talk to you about what you can expect this course and the next in 520, and these videos and what you can get out of them. I have my laptop here in front of me and a list of things I want to make sure I cover with you. And this welcome video is to prepare you to understand how these videos that I post every week for our course, how you can utilize them to your advantage and get ahead in the course and do well academically, and at the same time have a great time understanding new statistical concepts and research methodology. A little bit about myself is I'm a research analyst at a large university here out in the East Coast, and I get to do stats analyses and methodological studies every day as my job. And I've taught this course with SNHU, and I look forward to having you as my student and learning the procedures to make a great research paper as well as study. Over the course of this semester together, we're going to learn a lot of new concepts that are maybe familiar to some, and for some of you, this is the first time you've ever been exposed to statistics, research, empirical literature, citing, referencing, APA format, and so forth. So I know we're all coming into this course with varying levels of experience, and it's part of my job to help you understand the material and transition you each week to new concepts and help you succeed as you learn. So with that being said, let's talk about some things for this class that can help you as you begin your journey in statistics. I have my laptop, like I said, so I'm going to be referring to it as I talk to you. If I look away from the screen, I have my laptop here next to me. So I want to go over some general rules first that aren't in the course, but I will post them in an announcement. We want to have, in your discussion posts, please have a minimum of 3 sources cited for your initial post and a minimum of 1 per response post. In your discussions, you're required to put 1 initial post and 2 response posts at minimum to your colleagues, your fellow students. So that means in your initial post, you'll be citing and referencing in APA format 3 sources, and in your reference posts to your colleagues, you will be having a minimum of 1. You may put more, but those are the minimum requirements, and I'll be posting that as an announcement in our class. The reason behind this is you're going to learn as this course goes on and you transfer into Psych 520 that a large part of this course is learning research, of course, but also citing and referencing existing literature. And you're going to be doing this throughout our semester, and if you plan on taking 520, which is the second half of this course together, then you're going to be doing it even more then. So the sooner you get exposed to this, the easier it's going to be for you as the weeks continue. Other than that, let's talk about now the expectations, how these videos work for you. Every Monday, I try to get them on Mondays, possibly Tuesdays, but every week I post a video, and they're called the module expectation video. And this is what you're seeing here, but this is the welcome video. And there will be a module 1 expectation video. I want to talk to you about what's in those videos. I go over every week the work that you're doing in the current module. So on Mondays, you're starting your new module, and I'm going to talk to you about what you have to do that week. I'm going to go over the grading rubric with you on your paper. I'm going to talk to you about your discussion, and I'm going to talk to you and go over your SPSS assignment. In the process of doing that, I also take time to talk to you about how to write your papers, what I'm looking for, what the rubric means, and why. This course closely follows the rubrics for your assignments, and if you want to succeed academically, you're going to have to write everything and follow the rubrics down to a T. That means that your grading rubrics, are going to be what I use to grade your work. So please always print them out or have them handy and look at the exemplary category to see what you have to do for each assignment to get a better grade. In this process, these videos help you understand that week's content, what to do for the assignments, and it's a great feedback and resource for you if you ever get stuck and you want to further have your teacher, me, elaborate on the work you're supposed to do that week. That's why we call them the module expectations. All right, transitioning from that, let's talk about grading rubrics. Grading rubrics are highly important in this course. Since we are an online learning community, I try to foster as much as possible interaction like this with your instructor, and the grading rubric holds everyone accountable on an equal playing ground. All of you are going to have an assignment that is given every week, possibly more than one, and they all have rubrics. The discussions have a discussion grading rubric, your papers have paper grading rubrics, and your assignments have assignment grading rubrics, and they're all accessible on our class website. What that means for you is when I sit down to grade your work, I use that rubric and I grade your work accordingly to the rubric. This is a made-up example. If the rubric says student must have 3 sources in the paper, and I look at your paper and you have 2, your grade is going to be reflective upon the rubric's criteria, and I will not be grading it as meeting criteria for 3 sources. I will be going to the other area of the category of the rubric that says student has posted less than 3, and I indicate there that's the grade earned based on the work according to the grading rubric criteria. The rubrics, I call them content. They have rubric content areas. And when we go over our first Module 1 expectation video, you will see what I mean. I'm going to walk through a rubric with you in Module 1's expectation video, and you will understand what I mean by the rubric's content areas. Discussion posts, we kind of talked a little bit about this, but your discussion posts with you posting an initial post and a minimum of 2 response posts every week. You will see in our in our class online on our website that every week your initial post needs to be put in by Thursday of that week, and your response posts need to be put in by Sunday. I really implore that you do these things early as possible so that you provide as much opportunity for your fellow colleagues to respond to posts. So if everybody waited till Thursday, we would only have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So really the general rule is try to get your discussion initial post in as early as possible, and then that way everyone's able to start responding to each other's posts. And in part of that, I have to mention, this will be an announcement in our course, but please you will be required to have a minimum of 3 sources for your initial post that you cite and reference, and a minimum of 1 source for each response post that you give to your fellow colleagues. These are to be done in APA format, and that's the format for the whole class. When you write headers, subheaders, citing, referencing, reference page, all of this is in APA format. And I'll be giving you resources on our website. In our class, we have resources as well that you can take advantage of, as well as SNHU's Writing Center, to further learn about APA formatting. Okay, in addition to expectation videos, I also post every 3 or 4 modules life experience videos. This is done so you can see and understand how what you're learning in a course is applied in the real world. I take your modules, perhaps modules 1 through 3, and I'll make a video and I'll talk to you about what you learned in modules 1 and 3 and how those apply in the real world, and how I use what you learn every single day as an advanced research analyst in the field of statistics and research methods. So these are great videos that you can take advantage of and learn more about, and see how I elaborate on what you're learning is put into the real world context. Some of you may find this very invigorating and interesting and would like to learn more about how this is done every day in life. So keep an eye out for those. I will put a post saying that these are available. One last house cleaning issue is our SNHU late policy. I put a post on our website under the announcement to please read over the new SNHU late policy and then email me at my email address notifying me that you have read and understood the policy. So please, if you haven't done that already, please do so. And we want to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to understanding the late policy. The last piece I've saved the most important for last, and I want to talk to you about Psych 510 and Psych 520 because you are now currently enrolled in Psych 510. What this is it's a joint class, 2 classes, and Psych 510 is Part A and Psych 520 is Part B. The overall goal for both courses when you take it is at the very end of all of this, you're going to produce a research study and you're going to write a research paper. And our goal here in our course is to familiarize and have you learn new methods to conduct statistical analyses in the social science field and how to write it and report on it in a meaningful way that is worthy of a manuscript paper. A manuscript paper is a published paper. If you have seen before, I don't know, I know we're all coming in from different backgrounds, but we have published articles available on the internet and in journals to learn about research. What happens is researchers at universities conduct studies and then they submit it to a journal for publication. Their work gets published and then more people cite it and reference it. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be making your own research study and you're going to be making it to the point where you conduct research, you analyze data, you find results, you write a discussion, and you write an overall research paper that is on the level of, as if to say, it's cleaned and cleared up to the point where it looks like a manuscript that is going to be published. No, you're not publishing. You are learning the beginning phases of what it's like to conduct research in the social science field. So you're going to learn a lot of basics, and you're going to learn a lot of the beginning steps of how to write a research paper as part of conducting research in social science. So what we have here, as I said, Part A is 510, which you just enrolled in, and 520 is Part B, which you will take at the end of this class. Most likely my students who take 510 continue with me into 520 because it's so much more fluent and easier to have the same instructor who intimately knows your research proposal to help you conduct Part B of this project to get it done. So let's take a focus now and pump the brakes and just look at 510 because you're starting this course. In Psych 510, similar to the real world, you are going to write a research proposal. That is the goal of 510. Your goal is to write a research proposal. A research proposal is a paper consisting of 3 chapters proposing research. Once it gets approved, you're then able to conduct research. That's what 520 is for. So in the real world, as a researcher does research, when he or she goes out to conduct it, before they can do anything, they have to have an IRB approval, an institutional review board that says, is everything you're doing ethical? And if it doesn't pass, they can't do it. So what they have to first do is write a proposal, and they write it in a past tense. A future tense. They say the proposed study will look at X, Y, and Z. The proposed study will have X amount of participants. It is anticipated that the results will be, everything's saying, we haven't done this yet, but if we are allowed to do it, this is how we would do it and why. The methodology of this proposed research will have a survey that will have questions that we'll be asking. See how it's future tense. You're doing this in 510 over the course of our semester, our 10 weeks together. So your goal is to write a research proposal. Then, when you start 520, you're going to take your research proposal and you're going to start conducting your research. And you're going to reword it to the past tense, saying the following research study looked at X, Y, and Z and had X many students and found out that X, Y, and Z occurred. And that's because at this point, your research has been conducted and you do have results. That's in 520. So what you're doing in 510 is you're going to write the proposal to do research. I want to really encourage you, the best thing you can do to help yourself take this semester with more of less anxiety and ease is to start going to googlescholar.com and start reading research articles in a field of your interest. We have millions of articles published available to us. And you can use the SNHU library and article databases. And I want you to look at how these things are structured, because that's really what you're going to end up writing at the end of 520. Every research paper has 5 chapters. You have the intro, the literature review, the methods, the results, and the discussion. I'll say that again. A research paper has an introduction, a literature review, a methodology section, research, and discussion. So first you introduce the reader to what you're going to do or what this paper talks about. Then you provide a literature review on the existing literature on your topic so they can be educated as to what the field is currently saying about your topic. Then you tell them the methods that you're going to use to conduct your study. Then you're going to go do your study and produce the results. And lastly, you're going to provide a chapter that's the discussion that talks about your results. So what are you doing? What's been done? How are you going to do it? What did you find? And what do you think about it? Intro, lit review, methods, results, discussion. Now, out of those 5 chapters, the proposal, which you're doing in 510, written in future tense, are the first 3. You're going to have an intro, literature review, and a methods section. You're going to tell me what's going on, what's been done, or what's already known, and how you're going to do it. That's called the proposal. Then when you're done, in 520, you take that proposal and you turn it into the beginning of a paper, and you add on the results and the discussion. And you're going to change the wording. But let's focus right now in 510. I said in 510 you're going to write an introduction, a literature review, and a methodology section. So over the course of our time together, you're going to gain experience in the basic concepts of research. You're going to learn basic terms, basic understanding of the methods, and you're going to be introduced how to write first a literature review and a methodology section. And all of this is broken out across 10 weeks. Before you write a literature review, you have to do an annotated bibliography. That's going to be explained later as well. All of these things are explained to you by me and provided with great documentation and assistance in resources together in our module folders in our class website. This is the big purpose of these module expectation videos, is not only do you have resources online in our course to access and learn these, but you have me to talk to you and help you elaborate and explain these concepts every single week as we move on together in the course. I'll be grading your work from the rubrics entirely. It holds everyone accountable to the exact same standards, which is ethically sound. And I'll be helping you understand each step of the way how to do this. For some of you, this may come natural. Some of you already have experience. For some of you, this is the first time hearing any of this. And I tell you, do not worry. For all of you, you will get through it because it's fun and it's exciting to learn new things. And it's even better when you have a guide. So I'm going to be your guide for the next 10 weeks. And if you continue into 520, I'll be your guide for another 10 weeks. Ask any of my prior students. We have a great time, and they're able to learn and grow, and I'm there alongside with them. So as I'm ending this welcome video, I just hope that you're able to understand what's going on in our course, how we do it, and why we do it. And like I said, we will be providing module video expectations for you. And I welcome you. I'm excited. I will be discussing into your discussions. I will be talking with you in your discussions every week. You'll see me pop in around and talk to you guys. And I will be giving detailed feedback for your assignments, your SPSS assignments, as well as your paper assignments. Anytime there's feedback needed, I will give it to you on an individualized basis. So I will provide you with the resources that you need to do better and learn and grow. Part of this course uses SPSS, Statistical Package for the Social Sciences. It's a software that you can do basic stats analyses with. It's going to be really straightforward, and we have resources on our class website to help you with that, as well as the books and the course books that come with this course that you should have already. And I even further encourage you to go online, and you can find great websites that have tutorials that teach you how to use SPSS step by step for free. So I hope I've covered everything. I feel like I have. I have everything checked off here on my little to-do list for the welcome video. And I will see you soon. Make sure to check in and watch these videos as they come. I will announce them, and I wish you well. Have a great day.